Hey friends, coming to you today to show you how to plant blueberries here in the valley. Um, Two things about blueberries. One is you can never plant them here in the soil. Arizona soil is way too alkaline for blueberries. If you put them in the ground, you will kill them. The other thing is that they like an acidic soil, and the best way to do that is to put them in a pot. And they also are going to need morning sun but afternoon shade, especially here in the summertime. So what we've got here in this wheelbarrow is my blueberry, obviously. This is we're going to be doing a pink lemonade blueberry today. The berries do end up being pink when you harvest them, when they're ready to be harvested. Okay. So we have peat moss here. It's by Miracle Grow. I'm sorry this isn't turning out very good here. Let's see. My shadow's in the way now. So we have peat moss. An alternative to this, a natural alternative to this would be coconut coir. So that's part one of your mix. Part two is going to be an acidic potting mix. I went to Home Depot and I picked up this African Violet potting mix. I'm not sure what a comparable brand would be for a more natural approach to this, but I'm sure if you go to your nursery you can ask them for a potting mix that is made especially for acid-loving plants. So, like azaleas or African violets or rhododendrons. So the third thing the third part, you're gonna have equal parts of this. This is the third part. It's ground cover bark. I would say the biggest pieces in here are maybe about an inch, and that's what you're looking for. And what these do in your soil is they will break down and they will make the soil more acidic. They'll help to keep that acidity in there. Okay, and then last but not least, you're going to want to add some soil acidifier. I add about a handful and a half of this, and it just looks like little granules. If my son will come over here and help me, I'll show you what it looks like on the inside here. Can you open that for me?
Jesus.
We'll take a peek inside. So that's what soil acidifier looks like. Okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to put it in this little 7-gallon bucket. Now it'll be safe and happy and healthy in this for probably about 2 years. Blueberry plants don't have very extensive root systems. I'd say you could even maybe leave it in this size for about 3 years and then pot up whenever it goes dormant. I've already done one today. Our video didn't quite turn out, so we're doing another one. But there's my one little pink lemonade blueberry. Already watered and tucked in, and it's got a little tag in there, and we've already made the tag for the other one. But it's got these cute little leaves that have started to pop out down here. And I'm very excited about that. Now this is my legacy blue that I actually kept alive last year. My very first one that I've kept alive through the summer. And it's got little blossoms on it that are about to pop out. So he's going to be coming out of dormancy here very soon and starting to get leaves all over the place. Now I did, the other one that I had was a misty and a sunshine blue, and I killed them. And I will tell you why after we get this other guy potted up. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hand over my camera to my son so you can see how we mix everything together. First things first, we're going to take this blueberry out of here so we can mix together our potting soil. Alright. These are pretty little bags. So we're just going to go ahead and take this whole bag and dump it in here. This is the peat moss, like I said. You want to do equal parts of these three things. I don't want to mix my scissors in there. And the next one is going to be the African violet. Okay. And last but not least is going to be our ground cover bark. And this reminds me of my childhood. It smells like the forest. Oop. Got a little too much. Gonna have to put some back. So. Okay, that should be good. And like I said, you're going to want to take your soil acidifier and put about a handful and a half. So, I'd say that's one of my handfuls. There's about half. That's really all you're going to need. And then you're going to mix it together real good. If you come across any really big pieces, you're going to want to go ahead and take those out. Alright, so that's what it's going to look like right here. I'm going to show them what it looks like. This is what the soil is going to look like. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bucket first. We're going to fill the bottom of it up. Probably about halfway. Because I know when I take this little guy out of his bag, the roots are only going to go halfway down. And we're going to break up that soil below his roots so that he knows he's not in that little package anymore. So we'll go ahead and put some soil in here. Just a little more. Okay, so it's about to there. All right.
It's so hot.
Now when you get these guys from the store, they come in these little bags. And so you just cut them out. If my scissors will work for me. I just ignore the instructions on this thing because Arizona is such a different climate than anywhere else that I've ever lived. Gardening here is just, it's not the same as everywhere else. So we kind of go by our own rules. Alright, so he's wrapped in this paper, and we just unwrap in here. Okay? And like I said, you can see the roots right here. And the bottom part of this just fell right off. But the roots, as we break this up, you're going to see that stuff is pretty hard. I just put it in there because he's used to being in there anyway. But if we keep going, we eventually get to his little tiny roots. And we just loosen him up. Now when we put him in the soil, we're only going to want to put him to about right here. Okay? You don't want to put him any lower because then basically what he'll do is he'll suffocate. You only put him to his root flare, which is right where they've planted him to. Okay, so we put him in here and just start putting this around him so that he'll stand up on his own, so we can go ahead and fill them up the rest of the way. All right. And when you get it high enough, position them the way you want them to be in the bucket, or in your pot, whatever you want to call it, and then push down on the soil so that it takes up any of those air pockets that are in there, and then just fill them up the rest of the way. Now he's all nice and tucked in there. We'll give him a little bit of a shower and then... Okay, so my phone ran out of room for the rest of the video. So what we were talking about was this little guy. We went ahead and gave him some water. And then what we're going to do now, what I was trying to say is you want to keep him moist but not wet. And when you're done, it's January 25th right now, so you're probably just going to want to water him once a week for now, and just use your hand. You can use your hand to test how wet it is, just like that. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was fertilization. So now what we put in here with our soil mix, with the African violets, you'll see on there that it should feed for up to 6 months. Where does it say that? Yeah, up to 6 months in there. So we won't be feeding this guy again till probably July. But then what you're going to want to do to feed this guy in July, once a month, is you're going to want to use this. Now again, I'm not sure what organic users use to fertilize their plants, but this is what I use, and it's for acid-loving plants. And the biggest thing is with blueberries, you don't want to get them a fertilizer that has nitrate for its nitrogen. Okay, on this one, you'll see that, well, it looks like it's going to be backwards on here, but it says urea nitrogen and ammoniacal nitrogen, and those are the ones that you're going to want to look for. Okay, so no nitrate nitrogen for your blueberries. Alright, so once a month with this stuff, and I would fertilize them at night, especially in the summertime. That way you don't have the potential to burn the roots of your plants. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me, and until then, I'll give you guys an update once these guys get going pretty vigorously. Alright, talk to you soon.